Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw, and this is July 7th, I believe. So belated happy 4th of July. And I've not been here in a while. I'm still always stitching. I've just been so busy to sit down and do a Flosstube. So this morning I had to take Leo, which is my last Cavalier. I had 3 at one time when I first started Flosstube. I lost 2 of them within 2 weeks of each other. Leo is 7, but he has cataracts. And so we had originally talked about cataract surgery with his vet, and they predicted it was going to be very expensive, like $7,000 to $10,000. We went to the eye specialist and talked to them, and it was pleasantly not quite that much. Still very expensive, but not $7,000 to $10,000. So he is actually dropped off at the hospital. The eye surgery's today. He passed his pre-test and they're going to fix his cataracts. Very similar to what they do in humans, except we have to put dogs to sleep and they have to be on eye drops longer. Not a big deal. So he passed his pre-test, so that means he can do the surgery and hopefully everything goes smoothly and Leo will have a better quality of life. Yesterday I was sweeping and mopping the house. I moved my kitchen chairs out to vacuum underneath the kitchen table and didn't push him in because I was going to mop, and I'm going to mop under there too. And he ran into the chair. So he just doesn't see good. He expects things to be in certain places. So when they're moved, he runs into them. So we just think overall this is going to be a better quality of life for him. So prayers for Leo that it is successful and he gains back his vision. They should call me after lunch, I think she said. So I had time to do a Flosstube. In between this, today I'm also going with my youngest to pick up my 2 sewing tables that I bought from We're So Creative here locally. I bought the floor models, so I got a great deal because I bought both of them. I did have to get their sewing tables so that my sewing machine can be on the table and that it lowers down, and then you can put a board over it and have a working space even when your sewing machine is still set up. So I don't have to move my sewing machine. Right now, my sewing machine is on a fold-up table in my craft room. My craft room is moving. And I don't move it because I don't want to drop it. So this will be great because I don't have to move my sewing machine, but I can still have a workspace. And then I also bought a matching cabinet that went with it for extra drawers, but then the back side flips up and it can be a cutting table. So those we're going to go pick it up because I bought them a while ago and haven't picked them up. I haven't wanted to bother my husband. We had a big piece of equipment at work that went out and we're installing a new one. There are no blueprints for my business. Everything has to be engineered to us. So it's a lot of welding. It's a lot of work. They've been working 3 weeks straight, if not more than that, on this project. They're very, very close. So I've not wanted to bother him, but my youngest was also going to pick up tin for his shop. And so after he gets the tin and the lumber, then he's coming back and we're switching trailers and we're going to the store to pick up my tables. So I'm very excited. I have not painted my craft room yet. I really want my husband to tape it off because he's better at that, but he just hasn't had time. And when he is, they've been working 6 days a week. There's been some weeks they've worked 7 days a week. I haven't wanted to ask him because he's exhausted. So as this project is ending, I can safely ask him to do something. You know, you have to take your business as what allows me to buy a sewing table and switch a room and all that. So you have to be patient, or I have to be patient, I should say. Okay, so what have I been up to? Aside from working, we are busier in the summer. Obviously, construction always is. I went to StitchCon. So I was on weekend A. We drove up, me and Rachel and Judy and Jody, which are all from my local stitch group. We drove up to Tiffin, and that's actually the town I was born in, Tiffin, Ohio. We spent the night And then we drove to Findlay and went to Craft Gallery. Was there a dust bunny that just flew there? Rewind and look. I just swept and mopped yesterday. Clearly, I need to do it again. I mop every other day pretty much, but as y'all know, hardwood floors, everything goes until it can get to something to stop, and I swear I just saw a dust bunny. I don't see it on the floor though, but if you did rewind it, I'm gonna look at this when I post it and see, was there a little dust bunny that just flew up here? Okay, random. So anyhow, we went to Craft Gallery. I took 6 pieces to be framed. I will show you them when they come. I also saw a frame that I cannot wait to use. There is a bright yellow frame, and I know that that sounds odd. It is not my style at all. Here's something that I've had framed that you can see, not my style, bright yellow, right? It's a distressed bright yellow frame. I loved it. Loved it. I tried to make it fit for my frosted pumpkin one that I was stitching, but it wasn't quite right. So I want to stitch something for that bright yellow frame, and I think I have the pattern. It's a welcome with like a windmill for the O. I think it'll be awesome. Solid color. I'm waiting for an order from XJU Designs because I think I have the perfect fabric for it in mind. And then I'm going to stitch it and send it up there to be framed in that frame because I love it. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. I will post it on my Instagram later so you can see the frame I'm talking about. Definitely not everybody's cup of tea. It is not normally mine, but it's quirky and cute and I love it. And I think for a little welcome, it'll just be adorable. So we stopped at Craft Gallery. I bought way too much. Enjoyed the shop. Craft Gallery is always a great store. Then we went to, and I have haul, I will show you later. Then we went to StitchCon. I bought stuff at Keepsakes. I bought stuff at the Annex for the StitchCon. The Annex is the store within the convention center, so you don't even have to leave. You can just simply go to the store. So we had a great time. Let's see, I got to meet Janet Jabber. If you don't watch her Flosstubes, go check her out. I got to meet her in person. We have talked, we've done a sal together, but I never got to meet her in person. So it was super fun to meet her in person. She had her Hawk Run Hollow maps of Hawk Run Hollow on the brag table. And I had seen it on her Flosstube. There's nothing compared to seeing stuff in person. It is gorgeous. And she did not do the whole maps. She did it as a vertical piece, maybe 6 to 8 inches wide. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but it was so much fun, so different. It has the hawk in it, and then she puts a little bit of the elements in there. I loved it. And to get to see that in person on the brag table was awesome. So there were so many good things on the brag table this year. I really enjoyed, I always enjoy that. StitchCon, because the mere size, has a lot on their brag table. So it's really fun to see all that. We sat with we had 3 tables that kind of were all of our friends. My friend Rachel had some of her friends. So I got to meet some of those lovely ladies. Jody and Judy were at another table. And then I was at a table with Heidi, the potty mouth stitcher. And I have met Heidi several times at Barefoot, at least twice. Is it 3? I think twice. Anyhow, Heidi is a delight. So I got to sit there and chat with her, and that was super fun. So we had a good time. It was nice. Very, very nice trip. My next retreat is October for Barefoot Needle Art down in Myrtle Beach. I don't think they're full, so if you're interested, give them a call. It is a great retreat. One of my hands down favorite. It's just an easy retreat for me. It's a 3-hour down trip. It's great shopping. Amy and Memory are fantastic shop owners, but just fantastic people in general. They make everybody feel welcome. They're awesome. Love Amy and Memory. So that is what I've been doing. I have been stitching, and I have a lot of starts. Now, One of the things I realized is I really like to start things at retreats. So I did. I also get ideas for starts at retreats. And I did. Okay, we're not going to judge. We're just going to go with it. We're not even going to talk about my whip count because it's way up, way up. Do I feel bad about that? No. Am I out of project bags? Yes. Do I need to rail it in? Maybe. Or I could just buy more project bags. Or I could make them. Once I move my sewing room, I plan on doing a lot of sewing. So all of that is coming. So if it looks like I have it has a shadow. It looks like a big wrinkle underneath my eye. Okay, sorry. Random. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Nobody is here for that. All right, we're gonna start with one of the few repeats that I have because I started a lot of stuff. Well, let me start my latest start. My local stitch group is doing a sal together for Let Freedom Ring from Lila's, I don't know how to say that. I think it's Lila's Studio, but I actually don't know that for sure. So we're doing a sal with this. The ladies all started on 4th of July. I was late to the party because I was working on something else, but that's okay. I got to start. Now I'm testing this fabric and I think I like it. I had another one picked out and then my friend Jody posted hers. She started a while back, so she's just kind of doing this with the sal to get stitching in. I loved her antique-y look to her fabric. I just thought that was gorgeous. But for me, Americana looks great on gingham fabric. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of gingham fabric. So I originally picked out the light gingham to do this on. And when I saw Jody's, I thought, oh, I don't know. There's a couple different ginghams. If you go to look, it's Weeks fabric. I know it's not everybody's favorite. I actually really like it. And I said years ago I didn't. I do. I lied. But I liked the look of her kind of antique-y looking fabric. So I decided to go darker with my gingham. I still wanted it on gingham. I still think Americana looks great on gingham. This is a busy pattern, but the gingham blends into the background when you have a busy pattern. I've done this many times before. I know it's going to work. I'm just not sure if I want the light or the darker. Now, the one that I picked was called Straw Gingham. I think there's one that lists Cocoa Gingham. It's a little darker, and then there's a light khaki. I'm using the straw. So this is my little start from yesterday, and that's all I have. That is not impressive, but I like it. I think I'm liking the fabric. I was kind of hoping that this would blend in a little bit, the border, and I'm not a blend in border kind of person, but I wanted that kind of look where it's a little antique-y. So we'll see. I'm going to keep going. It's a very small start, not impressive, but here we are. Okay, the next one, this is a repeat that you'll see that I'm working on, the Annunciation from Marsham Stitch, and I'm stitching this with Katie Carney from Katie Stitching and 911 Stitcher Stacy. We all decided to start this, and so I just put a little bit of progress in on this. This is a huge stitch. It is 347 by 375. This is going to be for ages. All right, let me get out my cards. Oh, I don't have a card over here because I worked on this, but I only worked on it just a little bit and I didn't bring my card out. So this is not going to be exciting, but it's kind of exciting for me. This is hard to show because I'm doing 30 count platinum from Weeks. I got to the end and I've stitched a little bit over here too. I know that's not exciting, but look at that pattern in there. Oh my gosh, I love that. I did get to the end. I'm working down. So I put some stitches in. I am using 30 count Weeks platinum and I'm using 229 DMC, which I really love. I love the purple. I love it on this fabric. It's almost like it pulls the purple base to this fabric. And I think I have extra fabric here than what I actually need, so don't like freak out. I mean, it's big, but I don't think it's quite that big. I probably didn't want to cut it because it's such a big project. That can keep it from fraying, and I'll cut it when I'm done. So, okay. All right, let's see this because this is right here. This is it's Halula Girl, but I don't think I have a picture of it to show you. I do not. It's on my iPad. It's from Mid-Century Mod on Etsy, but I don't have a cover picture. Let me just show you can you see the name Mid-Century Mod? And she's a little Hawaiian girl, and I'm doing her, I do not have much of a start. I started this on a trip, and then I realized, like, I couldn't stitch. It was too bouncy. So I haven't gone back to her, but I need to. This is a silly start. I shouldn't even show you this. That's the top of her head. I originally was going to stitch her over 2, and then she's like 120 stitches tall, and then I thought I don't really need to make her ginormous. But I did start her, and I think I didn't show it to you guys last time because I forgot about her. She also needs a tag for her bag, and I need to do that. Put that over there, so I have to put a tag on her. It's a little start, but that's a good one to stitch in the truck since it's on 14 count Aida. That was on Murky. That is not impressive. Okay, the next one I will show you is one that I'm super excited about. This is Baby Animals. Do I have a cover page? I do, from the Blue Flower. Now, I loved this when this came out at Market. I love stitching animals. And the great thing about this is you don't have to go far until you hit an animal. All right, I have 2 pieces. No, is that 2 pieces? No, it's 1. All right, this is stitched on a Little Sassy by Bestitch Me. It is 18 count. Trying not to lose my needle because apparently I do not understand what a needle minder is. Where's it at? Why is it way down here? Oh, look at there. I didn't even have it on the piece of fabric. Wow, Michelle. Wow. All right. Let me fold this in. I do, once again, have too much fabric here, but I won't cut it until I'm done because it will fray. So, here is my progress. I have the Jaguars done. I'll go in close. I'm working on the sloth and the sloth baby. I have the capybaras done. There's a crane. Now, on my crane, I'll go in close and show you. I did backstitch around him because he didn't show up. The white kind of blended. So I backstitched him. I love this piece. Let me go in so you can see. So there's the Jaguars. There's the sloth. There's the little capybaras. And there's the crane. And then there's like 2 more baby cranes in a tree. But the great thing is there's not, like, you get to stitch animals really quick. And I love that. I saw this model stitch at StitchCon and I loved it. They stitched it on a light olive. It was pretty. I didn't see any light olive there that I liked, but I liked the fact that this fabric is blue with some brown in it, which is kind of unusual. You don't see that all the time. And I thought it was the animals stirring up dust. So that is my baby animals. That got quite a bit of work. That doesn't look impressive, but it is a lot of stitching. Okay, what is this? Whoops, well, that's on the floor now. We'll just pick another one. All right. Gonna get my, all right, here we go. So this one is a start, but it's not impressive. Although I wanted to start this just because I've never done one like this. This is called, I have a hair in my mouth. That's not what it's called. Man, Dogs, and Deer from the Scarlet Letter. And I just think it's really unusual and I like it. I still have a hair in my mouth. And so I started this. The colors are really pretty. I'm gonna fold it in because it's not impressive of my start, but you get the idea. So I've started that motif up there and I still have fill in, but I was trying to get the border down here so I could start working on that middle section that has a lot of stitching. I get bored with borders, so if I can go down here and get into the main body of it, then I can come back up and do a border piece every now and again, and I won't get bored. This is stitched on 16 count Dune Rogue from Dune from Rogue Fabrics. Yes. Oh no, it's Atomic Ranch. My bad. Boy, I got that one all messed up, didn't I? So I started that one. I started that before I left for StitchCon. I had a lot of squirrel moments. That was a squirrel moment. Okay, let me grab this one that I dropped earlier. This is Witch's Hollow from the Primitive Needle. And this is a desired pattern that a lot of people wanted for years, and it was hard to find. She has re-released this. I think it's her daughter that re-released them as PDFs. And this is Witch's Hollow. I'll go in so you can kind of see it, but if you go the Primitive Needle, she is re-releasing, I think it's her mom's work, on PDF. And this one has a lot of unusual colors that I have never used before, which is super fun. This is another big one. Let's see. And I do not have a lot of progress, but each scene, it's like tiered scene. And this is stitched on 18 count Seraphim Mystery. I don't know what it is. It was a leftover piece. There is my progress so far. That's not too impressive, but that owl is adorable. So go check out her website if you are interested in stitching it, because now it's available. Now, this one was a start, and I got a lot of work done on this because I just loved it. And this goes for my Noah's Ark Sal that I'm doing with Stacy. So this is Noah from Homespun Sampler, and it is an old pattern. And I found this on like one of the Statch Unload places, and I bought it and I loved it. And I had it in my collection, and I finally was digging through and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I need to do it. Now I did change some of the colors just a little bit. And the reason being is I just wanted to update like the border color a little bit. Like the green, I'm using more 500s. I changed the blue, but it's just like a variegated blue. I kept a lot of the colors. But my fabric choice was kind of different, but I liked it. So this is Microscope by Fabric Flare. And I thought it looked like a storm coming in. So I loved that. So I have, these are all, is it Algerian eyelets? Yeah, Algerian eyelets is the alphabet. I'll go in closer. I think everything else is normal. I did replace the border color with Color and Cotton Maple. I'm also using it for the boat. I think that's it that's on here, but I'll go in so you can see all the eyelets. Those letters take a while, which is why I've done a letter and gone down and stitched some, done a letter, gone down and stitched some. I do need to fill in the rest of this boat. And then I've started on the animals. I think Noah's down in here. I got a lot of progress on this one. And this is a really fun, easy stitch to do. And I like that it's, even though it's an older pattern, I can do a modern twist on it, and I'm loving it. It doesn't take long to get progress, and those animals will be fun. I've been waiting to get down to the animals. See why I like the baby animals so much? Because I want to stitch those animals. Okay. Okay, this one is an older one, but I restarted it. So for some reason, I just was not liking my progress. And I think I had done it on, this is Farms at Hawk Run Hollow. Whoops. Hold on, let me show you the cover page because I'm using the chart and I just slipped it back in there. Okay, so this is Farms at Hawk Run Hollow. And I had started originally with this block over here. I don't know, it's kind of boring. I like it, but I kind of was bored. I did not want to restart there. I changed this to 14 count, Picture This Plus Murky. I wanted this big. I also changed from using the silks to using the DMC, and I am much happier with this piece, which is kind of crazy. Now, this piece has way more fabric than I need. I think this is a full yard. I do not need a full yard. So I will just show you my progress. I changed my block because I thought, let me get away from that original block, and I was much happier. So there's the auction company and the two little guys, and if you look, they got little dunks on them. Little dunka-dunks. I love this now. So sometimes, I was using Murky before, but I was using 18 count Murky. And it wasn't right. And I thought, no, I want to do it bigger because this is a beautiful piece. As anybody knows who's worked on Hawk Run Hollow, or any Hawk Runs, they are massive. And I want to have it on my wall as a centerpiece, so I wanted it bigger. Let me slip this back in here. So the changes, using DMC instead of the silk, and then changing it to a bigger count fabric. And I like little fabric, or small count fabric, I should say, however you say that. It just wasn't right for this piece. Okay. Now, I took this to StitchCon. Oh, no, I grabbed the wrong... Nope, this is the wrong bag. The other bag's done. Okay. This is one I started when I got home. Wild squirrels. Let me find my card. Okay. This is American Flag Quilt Sampler from Rosewood Manor. And I am stitching this on 16 count Murky from Picture This Plus, and I picked my own colors. Now, if you can see, this is blue, but it has quilt blocks. Then you do this red stripes, and there's quilt blocks in here. And there's all different colors in here, so it's a really cool project. Well, I wanted to make it slightly more red than what the called for is, and I changed the blue. I haven't taken a picture of this. I was trying to show Stacy this picture, and I said every time I take a picture of this, I feel like the variegation shows too much, but I like it in person. Now, I'm really curious how it looks on screen. So I'm not sure if I'm going to pick out all this variegation and just do a solid color, but I think I like it, and I think I want to leave it. So this is the blue up here. And as you can see, that is variegated, but I like it. I'm working on these two blocks. These two are done. It has the names above them for the states. So I'll go in close so you can see. There is a lot of back stitching on these, but it's easy and I really, really like this. These are my own reds. They're more red than what was originally called for. This is fun. This is unique. I've had this idea in my mind of changing these for a long, long time. And I just finally said, oh, I'm going to do it. So I did. Oops. Okay, this is the one that I took to StitchCon, and I will tell you, I did not stitch much at all. And that's shocking because I normally do stitch a lot at retreats. I did not. I talked, I shopped, I went and ate good food. I did not do much stitching. But I had worked on it a little bit beforehand, so I do have some progress. Clearly not as much as I should, but you know, here we are. This is my long dog, You Belong to Me. And I'm doing this in black and white on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. And the white is sometimes not on the chart, but I've added it in. So sometimes it was supposed to be blank, but I filled it in with white. Sometimes it is supposed to be on there. So like this is supposed to be blank, but I filled it in with white. This obviously was charted. I just did it in white. So I'm working on this pyramids because it has 3 pyramids in here. And the pyramids are not supposed to be filled in. I am filling them in white. I did have a camel previously in here in white, and it was too much white and I didn't like it, and I pulled it back out and I'm gonna put it in black. And I do really like this. This is very eye-catching in person. It's beautiful. I just need to sit and stitch on it more. I still love this. This is, I love it. And it's kind of fun picking where you put the white and where you don't. And there's no right or wrong. You just do it. You just say, I haven't stitched in white in a while. What is wrong with my hair? There's a lot of things wrong. This is what happens when you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. My hair's, and it's like 98 degrees today. I mean, let's face it. It is not good hair season. It just is not in the South. All right. Moving on. This is, for some reason, the tag says A and C, and it's supposed to be A and E. This is the Surfin's, I'm sorry, A and E from Brenda Gervais. This is an older one, and it's Adam and Eve. For some reason, my bag tag says A and C. I don't know what I was thinking. I did change some of the colors, but not, I started this and I had brightened everything, and I did not like it. So I restarted it, and I like this much, much better. This is 14 count flannel flower from Fox and Rabbit. And right now I'm only using used brick instead of terracotta. That's the only change right now. It's very pretty. And flannel flower is one that's hard to show on camera. It's beautiful in real life. I love that though. It's very, very pretty. And I need to fix my bag tag because it's supposed to be A and E for Adam and Eve, not A and C. Isn't this the cutest little bag? Adorable. Adorable. That was gifted to me at StitchCon. Okay, this is a pattern that I got at StitchCon, and I started kind of, not much. So I picked out different colors because I did not like, I wanted to modernize it, I guess. I didn't want to use, I think, what is it called for? 310 and 611. I am using Forbidden Fiber, and I'm using You Don't Bring Me Flowers, which is like a creamy color. And I'm also using Salem, which is kind of a purpley brownish color. Oh, there's a seam ripper. That needs to go in my travel bag. Okay, I'm using this on the Arc from La Di Da. And once again, this is for the Arc sow. And I did not get much of a start. This is on 20 count. It does not have a name, from Atomic Ranch. Well, that's depressing, because I really do like this color. Oh, I shouldn't even have shown this. I should have just acted like I didn't start this. See, this is what happens because I'm running my trap. Look, I have one bird. One bird. We're just going to move on and act like, I didn't show that. All right, moving on. Okay, I did take, this is His Eyes on the Sparrow. And if you remember, years ago, I started this with Katie Carney from Katie Stitching. She started, it's not His Eyes on the Sparrow, Consider the Lilies. I did His Eyes on the Sparrow. Katie finished hers, framed hers. She's done. I am not even close. But I have this as on my markup RXP because I got the PDF. I do have the chart, the original chart, but I haven't been able to find it. I have it somewhere. But I printed this out just in case. So this is His Eyes on a Sparrow from Heartstring Samplery. And I had originally started this and just kind of, I don't know. I didn't like it. And I restarted this using my own colors. I'm using an updated thread list. I am not necessarily using the colors exactly where she calls for. Sometimes I'm just picking from the thread. I've added some colors in. So I'm picking from my thread and just using them. I like this way better. I like the fabric better. I'm using 18 count Afghato from Fiber on a Whim. And here is my start. Wait a minute. And I am loving this a lot more than originally. I'm using one strand on this. And I've just liked it a lot better. Let me show you that peacock. And then this is another animal I have to finish. I think it's a turkey. I have to finish him yet. And I started the cow. It's so much prettier with these updated colors. And the updated color list is directly from Heartstring Samplery. And then, like I said, I added some colors in. I added some more purples in. It's very yellow when you look at the chart, very yellow brown. And I am more of a purple green person, so I'm bringing those colors in more. I can't tell you where exactly because I don't know yet. Okay, this is another bag that I got at StitchCon that was gifted to me, and I love it. This is My Heart is Fed with Teresa Kogut. Or did I buy this one? I'm not sure. No, this was gifted. I remember now because I was looking at the trim, and I love the trim on this bag. I also am using Heidi's tags. So she makes these tags that you could put your name on it, and then you could put all the information on the back. So that's the Potty Mouth Stitcher, and then she has links to her Etsy store. I don't think it's on there, is it? The Cottage Cat Designs. Yes, the Cottage Cat Designs on Etsy. So that is Heidi's. All right, this is being stitched on a piece of fabric that I got at Craft Gallery. It is Laura's Fabrics. I've never heard of her before. She had some beautiful fabric. This is 16 count Dirty Floor. And I'll show you her tag because I had never seen her before. And, oh. I was like, what is even that? This is my start. But I am using a conversion on this one. Okay, I don't have a picture of the conversion, but Craft Gallery had this framed, and they used more of the green on it instead of the original. And I loved it. And Craft Gallery printed off the conversion for me. So in red is their conversion. And you can contact them and they can give you that. And they have the patterns and they have fabric and they can get everything for you. Also on the back is my paperwork that in the middle of StitchCon, my husband texted me and said, can you wire some money? I bought a loader. And I bought something else. I don't even remember what that one was for. That's how bad that is. So I said, okay. So I had to wire the money the morning we were supposed to be lined up. Thank goodness I have friends that were in line to grab a table because I had to sit there and wire money. Okay. That one needs more work. I like the conversion, but it doesn't really tell you anything because, oh, that one needs a tag. I don't have a tag on that one yet. Okay. This is, I'll show you that one last. Two more projects. This is Dwelling Place by Brenda Keys, the sampler company. And I didn't work much on this, but I love that house. It is gorgeous. I am using some other threads. I am changing this to be, I think, a little more purple. At least on the flowers. And I am working on this on, it says 14 count ancient, but that's not true. This is, oh no, I'm sorry, 18 count Seraphim old stationery. That is true. Okay, I do not have much done on this. Can you see the squirrels that just came apart? Yeah, that's it. I have the top of the house started, but I have done some of the purple in the flowers so I can see if I like my color choices. And I do. All of these need to be gone, put back over by my chair, and I need more work on them. Did I put the chart back in there? Yes. Okay. Did I even write down my color changes? That can't be good. Will I remember? I didn't write it down. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be a fun game when I pick that pile back up. Oh, Lord. All right. This one is the one that kept me derailed from starting Let Freedom Ring. I wanted to get part 1 done. And you say, what is part 1, Michelle? Well, it is part 1 of 12. So, By the Bay Needle Art has a new SAL coming up. And it is alphabets. Like a seaside alphabet. Love it. I'm not doing the SAL because I had these patterns and I really want to do these. So I thought I need to work on what I have because I've had these for years. And so I started this one, Harbor Haven. And Harbor Haven is a 12-part series, but you don't have to do all 12 parts. You could do each part separately. You could do 2 parts together. You could do 3 parts together. You could do 6 parts together. So here is how it looks when it's all done. Is that not amazing? And I have started over here with part 1, which part 1 is half the tree. I'll show you all of them, but that's like a sticker that she sent with it. And then lots of directions. I love her directions. She's very thorough. She spells everything out. And like she gives you all the design features. Like if you're doing all the parts, you could do a part with a border. She gives you different borders if you want them. You just email her. You could do them individually with a border, without, however you want. It's a great, great piece. So my idea was that I wanted to stitch this as big as I could because I want to frame it and put it like above a door. I have doors on the opposite side of this wall that go out to our sunroom. And there's a huge space above them. And I think this would be gorgeous as a horizontal picture. So let me show you each of the parts so you can see them, but you've already seen them all together. So this is part 1. And I'll show you this. I'll show you my progress and then I'll show you the rest of the parts because I finished part 1. and I am loving it. If you've never done By the Bay, she is great with color. I love her color choices. So this is part 1 is done. And part 2 starts with this tree, and then it'll come over. I'm stitching this on 14 count Picture This Plus Ancient. I liked the fact that it was tan, but it has this blue in it. So as the blue hits the sky, it'll kind of add to the clouds. So I really like that. It is gorgeous. She calls for DMC. I used a variegated on the leaves because I did not have the DMC that she called for, but I got my color card out and chose a variegated that I had that was similar. Beautiful. All right, let me show you the rest of the parts so that you can see what the whole project will look like individually. And that will be my last whip. So that was part 1. I've stitched it. Here is part 2. I love the red house. Adorable. This is part 3. I love that ship back there. So pretty. Part 4, we get a blue house. Love the blue house. It's gorgeous. Part 5, I love the birds on here. I mean, I love the lighthouse, but the birds are what draw my attention. The cranes, I guess. Part 6, we have a girl knitting by the seaside. Part 7, we have a fisherman. So maybe she came with her husband. Her husband's fishing, she's knitting. I could get with that. Part 8, we have another house and a little sheep. Part 9 is a boat. And I love the fact that the boat is up close in this one. She's brilliant. I think her name is Donna, the designer. She is brilliant on this. Part 10, we have another house, but it's up close now. Part 11, I love the deer. You see him jumping right there. And then we have part 12. So, and you can see the whole project there. It's a big project. Now, if that's too big for you, she has another project. Now, she has her stitch along coming out, which, like I said, is an alphabet with seaside stuff for the alphabet. Love it. Okay, this is Tidal River, and it's kind of the same design. This is, you could tell how old my charts are because this is a picture. When did she take this? 2020. Ha, 5 years old. Okay, so here is part 1, part 2, and part 3. And you can combine all those to make the whole thing or do them individually. I put them together and put them in this bag. There's also Serenity Harbor, I think, Serenity something or another, and it is a vertical piece. So By the Bay Needle Art, she is fantastic. Just brilliant in her charting and her design. The new stitch along with the alphabet. So it's alphabet A through Z, and then she has a block for you to put your initials in, and then she has a block that you put your put the year in. I love that. If you didn't want to do the whole alphabet, you could also do like beach and just do the letters for beach spelled out. You could do your last name for a summer scene. You could do summer. You would have to stitch the M twice. That may not be as fun, but there's lots of words that you could stitch for summertime. That would be cute. Little sun, that would be cute. Anyhow, it's very, very tempting. I do not need another start. Okay, let's go with my haul. Yes, I'm pulling a chair beside me because it's stacked and I have fabric on the table and it's a ridiculous amount and we're not going to judge. So, is this not beautiful? Beautiful. This was gifted to me at StitchCon. Look at the inside fabric. Is that not beautiful? And matching scissors. So pretty. Okay. I actually need that bag. I'm out. All right. So I'm going to show some fabric and then I'll show like some patterns so we don't get too bored. If this isn't your thing and you don't want to see haul, thank you for joining me. If you like to see how insane I am, stick around. Alrighty, we'll move on. Millennial Fabrics, 18 count chickpea. That's not a great picture. It's okay. It's like a yellowy green, I would say. Now, I got this piece at Craft Gallery. My idea was to put one of the either Queen of Freedom or Lady of the Flag on it. I know everybody used this, the Constitution. I wanted something a little different. So I bought that piece. That was at Craft Gallery. This is 28 count Saltbush from Fox and Rabbit, I think. I got lights on over there and then light here, so I'm trying to show it in different light. Okay, this is my friend Jody's inspiration. Bestitch Me, one more reproduction. This is 46 count. Now, my good friend Jody said, get the 46 count. You can stitch on it. We'll see. But it is really pretty. I also got Cobblestone from Atomic Ranch. I've had this before. This is 18 count. I've had this before. It's a really great fabric. This is Needle Bling. This is Wee Beans, a 16 count. It's a really pretty brown. Got that at the Annex. This I got at Craft Gallery. I do not know who the designer, do I have the ticket? Because I think they take the ticket off and they give you a handwritten one and they don't always tell you the designer on it. This is 46 count also, and it is the most beautiful cream color. And I could not pass it up. And my friend said, Jody said, no, you can stitch on that. You should buy that. I have a yard of this 46 count. Jody, I hope you're not a liar. Okay, we'll move on. This is 18 count. Once again, I don't think I have the ticket. I don't know. This is very pretty, but I don't know who the maker of it is. Is that not so pretty? That's more accurate. I got 32 count Tycho from Picture This Plus. I am a huge Tycho fan. So I like it in linen and Lugana. I'm not as thrilled with it in Ada. It goes a little more yellowy, but I do like it in the linen. This is Grace Notes Fabric Mint Matcha. This is 18 count. It's got a green tint to it. Very, very subtle though. This is 18 count Cranberry Crush. I wish I could tell you who the maker of this is, but I do not know because it is gorgeous. That's more accurate. It's beautiful. That's Craft Gallery, so you could always call them and ask them. This is Prairie Land from Atomic Ranch. This is 20 count. I've had this fabric before. I loved it. When I found another piece, I bought it. And then this was at StitchCon, and it's from Dames of the Needle. It's called Almost Rain. It's 16 count. This is an odd size. I was going to get a half a yard of this, but then when she went to cut it, it was a weird count. It's like 43 by 44. So when she went to go cut it, I would have gotten like this narrow strip, and I was like, no, just give me the whole piece of it. It's a really pretty blue. I think that's really pretty. All right. What else did I get? Well, I got a lot of stuff. Here is a pattern that I got off a Stash Unload, and it is Noah and Company from Alma Lynn. It is an old design, but I think it's beautiful. And I got it off of Stash and Load. I loved that. Of course, I'm obsessed with Noah's Ark, so there we go. All right. We went to a quilt shop, and I bought the Big Bang quilt kit from Tula Pink, which has these dinosaurs on it. You probably can't see them. You can see it on the edging. They did not have the fabric independently, so I bought the kit. And then they had backing fabric. What is the name of this place? I don't even know. It's right up the road from the convention center. They sell these 3-yard bundles, and they're supposed to be backing for your quilts. And I liked this one because it really matched that pack. Now, am I going to be able to do that quilt as patterned? I don't know. Now, as my husband says, why not? It's one thing at a time. And he's not wrong, because I tell people that with cross stitch all the time. It's one stitch at a time. Just start it. We'll see. But I loved the fabric, so I don't even regret getting it. So this store also had Charlie Harper fabric. I have a couple Charlie Harper cross stitch patterns. So when I saw this fabric, I was like, I have to get the fabric that matches my pattern, which is the birds. Okay, I loved the birds. I also have the cardinal pattern. And if you see, that's the cardinal. So I thought, well, I got enough for the backing fabric. That's great. Now, I also got these elk butts, and this is not a fabric. This is not a cross stitch chart, but come on, it's little elk butts. Can you see that? Let me hold it this way. Can you see the little elk butts? Oh my God, so cute. I love his quirky style. So I got that fabric. That quilt store had more. I could have bought more. I had to hold myself back. Okay, I got an order from 123 Stitch, and I mainly got stuff to stock up what I didn't have or was running out of. So I got like a 1/2 yard of light gingham. This is the other color that I was thinking for Let Freedom Ring. I think I like the darker one. I also got a whole yard of Gothic from Picture This Plus. That's awful, you're not gonna be able to see that. I used this for my Frosted Pumpkin stitch along, and it was so pretty. It's definitely blue, and I love it. I was thinking this could be for the new Rosewood Manor house. I thought that would be pretty. This is Afgado, and I got a full yard of it, and I'm trying to see what count it is. 14 count Afgado. I've used it a bunch of times. I was replenishing what I have. And this is another yard of 14 count Afgado. I'm a little obsessed with Afgado. It's one of my favorites. Okay, now I just have charts left, but I do have an unusual, I got some other stuff, but I didn't bring it in here. But some of them are also stitch gifts, so I can't bring them in here. Okay, this is a Wonderland Crafts, and it is the magnetic frame that you use to hold mill hill kits. Now, I'm not a huge fan of stitching on perforated paper. I've done it, I'm just not a huge fan of it. But at StitchCon, they showed their little StitchCon cross-stitch piece, and they framed it in this. So, yeah, I think it was like $17 maybe, something like that. But you have it framed. It was kind of a cute idea. I ended up getting one because I do have a lot of mill hill kits. I have it. Anyhow, all right, so these were unusual. This was by Roveris, and these all have the charms in them. So let me make sure I'm holding this up right. This is the tomato one, and can you see that gigantic tomato button? There's the gigantic tomato button. And it has the fabric and finishing fabric. So it has everything in there. This is the pumpkin, same thing. And then this is the Christmas tree one, and I could not leave a truck behind. That's adorable. So those were some fun kits that they had that I have never seen before. All right, now these are, some patterns in here are stuff that I bought and some are from the freebie table. So if I remember, I'll tell you that I got it from the freebie table. If I didn't, then I probably bought it. This is Stitcher's Glossary. It's 8 patterns from Hello by Liz Matthews. And I really like this for my stitch room. So I might have to stitch those. This is Cottontail by Hello from Liz Matthews. I love the blue version. It's really pretty. This is Well Hidden by Kathy Barrick. And I loved the deer, and it's just the whole nature scene. This was a lot prettier in person. I saw the model. It was gorgeous. This is Cherry Blossoms, Oh So Happy. Now, these I'd have to tone down the colors. I'm not crazy about the colors of this, but I liked the pattern itself. This was off the freebie table from one of the girls at our table. Well, she let us go through it. It's a bunch of quilt books. And since I'm going to have my room, these may be beyond my skill, but you know what? Eventually, I will have them. So these were freebies. This was from Keepsakes. And this is called Isaiah. This is Joy from Altry TM. Val Stuff, Hey Mr. Snowman. I saw this stitched and it was really cute. And it says, Hey Mr. Snowman, where have you been? Winter's soft snow brings you back again. Hey Mr. Snowman, how long will you stay? Till spring's bright sunshine melts you away. But you'll be back someday. I thought that's cute. Christmas for the Patriot. I love these little soldiers. They are so cute. I actually thought they were nutcrackers, but they're even better. She has a bunch of these. So this is Sue Hillis Designs. She has different ones on the back that she shows. I got to meet Sue Hillis at StitchCon. Sue Hillis is probably one of the classiest ladies I've ever met. Class act. If you've never been a Sue Hillis fan, meeting her would make you a Sue Hillis fan. She is so sweet. She is having some health issues, so she is not designing anymore. But she has lots and lots of patterns out. I constantly find patterns that I did not have. This is Carriage House Samplings, Adam and Eve. Good in Everything from Rosewood Manor. I do like the trees. This is Snowman Wisdom from Sue Hillis Designs. Now, this was one that was done for Keepsakes. And you do the house on the top, the Keepsake store on the top, and then it has all these blocks. It's a couple different patterns. That's why I have so many here. And then there's another little pattern that they had that goes with it. I don't see it. Are they all the same? Yeah. Anyhow, I loved all the little blocks and I just thought that was adorable. So I bought that. This is one that I wasn't sure if I had in my collection. If I end up finding it, then it will go to somebody, but I could not pass it up. The Cricut Collection, Salmon Stripes. I think they would be adorable to do as stand-ups. I may already have this one. I don't know. Reindeer Games from Sue Hillis. These would be adorable by themselves. Or you can do them in a long strip. But I think they're so cute. This is Antique Needleworkers Morning Prayer. I just think this was so pretty. I would change the colors, but I think it's so pretty. I saw this model and it was gorgeous. Now this was on the freebie table. Sarah Chappell from Shakespeare Peddler. I thought it was really pretty, so I grabbed it. This is one I actually want to start pretty much right away because it is the Artsy Housewife and it's called Flora. This is gorgeous stitched, absolutely stunning. This uses Roxy floss, but it has a DMC conversion, so I'll probably use the DMC conversion. This is the little StitchCon piece that they did, and the designer who did it is Heart and Hand. Cecilia is taking over where Sue Hillis used to do it. And so it's called Kindred Friends, although I think you could stitch this for any stitching. It's just stitching. But they had the thread pack, and then they framed it in this frame. And I thought it was really cute. Okay, this was a new designer to me, and I have to say I was so enamored with this designer, and I thought that she was amazing. I went and looked her up on, she has a different name on Instagram. Does it? No, it's Boomerang Stitches. Okay. I've never seen her patterns before, and I loved them. So that is the, what is this called? Rainy Day. Loved it. It reminds me of a Charlie Harper. It's quirky. I love the design aspect of this. This is fabulous. City Lights. How could you not buy this one? I love it. Love it. Now, this is not my cup of tea, but this is for somebody. And as soon as I show it, she will know it's for her. But it's called Stitchy Bug. I'm not crazy about the colors on here, but I saw it stitched with different colors where she just changed. You can use any colors you want. And I actually do think it's kind of cute. Stitchy Bug. Is he not adorable? But I'm not a bug person. Bugs live outside. When bugs come inside, they want me to help them pass over to the other side. And I assist. So if you're a bug, be outside, not inside my house. But this is a gift for someone. Okay, this was on the freebie table, a bushel and peck. It is a quilt pattern. This is chain link pattern, another freebie. This was some bowl fillers from Folk Art Designs from Bonnie Sullivan, and it is felt. And you get all the felt, and this was at StitchCon. Can you see all the little animals? I thought they were cute, the dogs. Okay, this is a weird one, and I can show it because it's a free pattern, but you buy the buttons. So, it's a manger scene, but then the buttons are what you buy. So there's the pattern, but there's the manger buttons. How cute is that, though? So, and they show you where to place them and everything. 5 Fine Roosters from La Di Da, because why not? Those are so cute. Okay, so I probably should preface this of why, Michelle, did you buy a pineapple pattern? Well, okay, so for those people that don't know, an upside pineapple indicates, how do I say this nicely? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. It indicates swingers, okay? It's supposed to be upside down pineapple indicates swingers. As y'all can see, this little welcome back here, my mom stitched this years ago. Now, my mom did not know this, but it has upside down pineapples. And every time I look at this, I giggle because my mom had no idea. I don't think at the time that my mom stitched this, that was a thing, but it makes me giggle each and every time. So every time we see pineapples, me and my friend Rachel are like, we're going to stitch them upside down and just display them in our house and see if anybody notices. And no, I'm not a swinger. Okay. Just to clarify. If my sister's watching this, she's grateful that I'm clarifying that, just so you know, and my nephew. But I want to see people's face when they come in and go, oh. Because if they know, they know. And then if they don't, they'll be like, oh, your pineapple's upside down. So me and Rachel want to stitch this. It is called Hospitality Knocker, and it says, we welcome you kindly, but it would be even funnier with an upside down pineapple. we're going to move on. Okay, I got this one from Keepsakes, Your Grand Old Flag Sampler House 3 from Plum Street. This is part of the Stitch Year part, and maybe they are going to come out with more designs, because this is how it's supposed to look. You're supposed to do the Keepsakes house, and then you do these underneath, and it says that like more designs are coming. So I don't know. I figured I could also like sub in any that I didn't want to do. This was on the freebie table. Yeah. No, I got this at Craft Gallery. This was a bowl full of scaries from Plum Street. And it has floss and a little bit of finishing. Okay, this is, I think I got this on the freebie table. Making Beautiful Things from Teresa Kogut. This was definitely on the freebie table. I think Judy brought this to me and I thought it was so cute, so I kept it. This is Country Spirit Noah from Homespun Elegance. It's cute. This was freebie. This is Plum Street. That was a good freebie for me. Jack's Sweet Shop. This was a freebie as well. Shepherd's Pie. Isn't that cute? Somebody bought it for $1. Bet you it was at a resale store. I believe this was on the freebie table from my friend Jody. Little House Needleworks, Simple Joys. And then this one I bought at Craft Gallery, which is the Toting Hair from Lottie Da. Now I saw the sample of this stitched. He is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, so that is all that I have to show. So what are my stitchy plans? I am going to work on Let Freedom Ring. I want to go back and do part 2 from By the Bay Needle Art. I do need to start my Christmas ornaments at some point. I don't know when that's going to be. So I just want to work on some whips. I do have the welcome that I want to start, that eventually I'll start for the yellow frame that I saw at Craft Gallery. When I come back, I hope to have my framing back so I can show you guys. I wasn't going to take all the pieces, and then my husband's like, what else are you going to do with it? And I was like, point taken. So I took it and framed it, and I'm excited to have those pieces back. What else do I have going on? Nothing in the immediate future. I'm going to be working on my craft room, and eventually when I get my craft room, I do have to get stuff on the walls because it is really bad echoing in there right now. Because there's nothing in there. It's a blank room right now with hardwood floors, so it echoes. I will film from there eventually. And hopefully I'll eventually be able to do a tour of the room when it's done. That's going to be a little bit, but hopefully in the near future I will have it done. I have everything off the walls. I've spackled it, filled it, sanded it, all that. Why? Because my kids are assholes and used screws to hold up stuff in their rooms. Who uses screws? Oh my God. There's a lot of spackle on that. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. So hopefully that will be painted soon. I was going to get new curtains in there, and then I realized my mom made the curtains for my oldest when he moved. I think it was for that room. And they're red gingham. And I'll be honest, I'm a huge gingham fan. So I'm like, you know what? The fact that my mom made these, I'm going to put them right back. I need to spray the curtain rods because they have like blue ends to them. Because his room matched his Pottery Barn quilt that had like plaid dozers on it. It was so cute when he was a toddler. And that all matched. So I like the curtain rods, they're fine, but I need to spray the blue ends. I'm assuming I'm just going to spray them with spray paint. If I ruin them, I'll go get new ones. But I need to paint. I am going to move my grandfather's, I guess it's like a cabinet hutch. It's mini, it's small, but I want to put that in there. I've been holding it for years and never used it for anything, and I want to put that in there. When I get done doing that and I move my craft room out, I have to paint my dining room. I have to fix the floor in there. There's a part of the floor where it has shifted because the house shifted, and so we have to get that fixed. It's behind my shelving that's in there, so you couldn't see it. So I was like, I'm not gonna take this shelving out to fix something that's behind it. But once I take the shelving out, I have to fix it. I'm gonna repaint it, and my mom's dining room table set and hutch will go in there eventually. So I have some big projects around my house to get done, but I will still be stitching, and hopefully I will be back sooner than later. Sorry these are so long between. I've just had tons of stuff going on. But I'm always stitching, and I'm always on Instagram, and reach out to me if you have any questions. But thank you for joining me, and I appreciate it, and have fun stitching, and I'll see you soon.